Now to a look ahead at the year ahead in politics. The new year means a new Congress, a new White House staff, and new developments, of course, in special counsel Robert Mueller's investigations. My friends holding down the fort there in Washington, senior congressional correspondent Mary Bruce and senior national correspondent Terry Moran. Happy New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
So, Terry, any way you slice it, this is going to be a huge year for Mueller.
This is really the showdown year, right, between Donald Trump and Robert Mueller. It is a story that, as you well know, could consume this White House, this presidency, or not, because Robert Mueller has not leaked, unlike most prosecutors. It's still a black box, but there's a lot of smoke there. So what we'll learn is just what he's got, if anything, on the president of the United States. And then that key moment. What does Donald Trump do as that prosecutor comes closer? If he does he fire him? Does he plunge the country into a crisis that way? But right now, it is a black box pretty much. We know that that there's smoke. Is there fire?
And that's not the only investigation, Mary. You've got your eye on the Hill. They've got a ton of investigations they're potentially looking into.
Yeah, remember, Democrats now are in control of the House when they come back here later this week, and that means that they are going to be putting this White House, this administration, under an intense microscope. They feel that the president has been able to act unchecked. So not only are they going to be keeping a close eye on what Robert Mueller is doing in the Russia investigation, but they're going to be looking into everything from his tax returns. They already are eyeing how they can get their hands on that, to conflicts of interest, possibly looking at some of the business dealings with his family. So there's a really wide net that Congress is casting here. And of course, then they can't just investigate. They know they also have to legislate. And so you're going to see them take action. Likely first up is something to show that there's a new sheriff in town. They're going to be taking action to try and address corruption in Washington. They certainly know, especially Democrats are well aware, that Americans are a little fed up with this town, and they want to send a message that they're here and they're setting a new tone.
So wait, are you guys telling me that 2019 is going to be just as busy as 2018? I thought we were going to catch a break.
I think it may be even more busy.
It may be more busy. I actually think that piece that's missing is the one that people want. What are they going to do together? Yeah. Right? This guy's a fighter. The Democrats are spoiling for a fight, but the country wants to see some kind of progress made, some actual deal. And I think they will get that message, maybe on infrastructure, right? Maybe on the opiate crisis, the worst drugs crisis in the history of the United States. Maybe they'll do a deal. Maybe.
Terry, ever the optimist, because when it comes down to it, yes, there are areas for potential compromise, but look, Democrats are in charge of one chamber, Republicans the other. That means, I suspect, a fair amount of gridlock still ahead.
And for me, 2019 is all about get ready 2020. We're already looking ahead. The president is campaigning for a re-election. Democrats are already throwing their name in the hat. We've got potentials like Joe Biden, Kamala Harris out of California. But for me, tell me if you guys agree, the big question is there going to be a Republican challenger in this? You guys care to take a guess?
If there is a Republican challenger, that person is not going to win unless something radically changes, because the Republican Party is now the Trump Party. And you can see in the midterms, if Trump comes to your state, you have a much better chance of winning. And the idea that someone would take him on and dislodge him from the Republican parties, you'd have to have a completely different world, which Robert Mueller may create or not.
Yeah, and there's so many people, especially up on the Hill, who are eyeing this part of town, right? Looking to see if they can make a run for the Oval Office. Republicans included, maybe some who've recently retired, who've recently left the Hill, but man, it's going to be a real uphill battle for any Republican.
And I do think for the Democrats, the question for them is, do they want to fight and get down in the mud with Trump, or are they going to try, like Beto O'Rourke tried in Texas, something positive and populist, answer his populism with another one?
I've got a tip for you guys. There's going to be meditation tips later in the show. You should stick around and watch, because I need them. I know you do too. Thank you, my friends. Happy New Year again.